So here we are, 1st of December. Wow, time does fly. It just goes zooms. 2022 Christmas is here. So we have a little bit shorter show. We're going to do the 12 Days of Christmas. That's going to be primarily what it's about. And I've got a special final segment that is totally different, but you're going to like that also very much. So, but the fun part is we're going to do this show, even though it's going to be a shorter show this time, we're doing it in reverse. So let's see how we do. We're doing it in reverse order. We kind of changed our minds at the last second and said, let's do it this way. So here we go. Let's see how we do. You know we have fun doing these shows. So starting out, we're going to look at this Nordic deer. It's a great big deer. This is essentially life-sized. Comes up to about my eyes, nearly almost up to my eyes. So it's a pretty good sized piece. The deer, it's a faux fur, but it's a fiberglass body. The antlers pop off. Even the legs are KD. Somewhere right at the knee joints, they essentially come apart, and you got to stick them back together. Great piece if you want to stick like the large Santa. You can see the large Santa over that shoulder there, sitting in the chair. He would be great on the Nordic deer. Great piece to sit on there. As well, the larger 12 Days of Christmas elves that we got going on here. So let's check. John's going to move the camera, and we're going to look at the side of this deer because we have a really weird angle that we're looking at it right now. And we're moving all sorts of stuff in the studio to make it work. But here we go. We've got it. So there's the side deer. I'm going to pull a few of these little elves back just a tad and move them a little bit, and then we'll talk about those at the same time. But fun piece. I guess let me pull this out of the way so you can see it better. But great big deer, and how the elves are sitting on there, super fun, and how they're kind of playing around it. The elves can be just as much playing around your tree, which you'll see in a minute. So we will, thinking about the tree, we're actually going to go to the big 12 Days of Christmas Santa, and now I got to move more elves again, and then we're going to get into these elves, and we're going to show you 3 different sizes in them, but I'll pull this guy out for right now. The 12 Days of Christmas Santa. He's about, I guess to the top of the head, he's about 5 feet, 5.5 feet. He's good size. And he is an old piece. He's an old design that we've done for many years. And I think that this year or next year will be the last that we're going to have him. And we're going to have to come up with something new. But he's been very popular. That crimson burgundy velvet hat. Some of the great details. There's all elements of the 12 Days of Christmas on this Santa, and there's 2 sizes of them. So we'll see a large size and then a smaller size later. But whether it's the pears, you're going to see a lot of pears. Pears, got to watch where I walk. Partridge, obviously the partridge in a pear tree. The doves. I always use the gold egg for the geese, the 6 geese a laying, because I would say the goose that laid the golden egg. The drums, there's different characters down at the bottom of this piece to continue all the different elements of the 12 days, but just the great detail. This spectacular metallic embroidered velvets, all sorts of great details on this. This is just a spectacular piece. It's like super spectacular. I got to figure out my paperwork, so I'm doing it backwards. So just a wonderful piece. It is a little bit on the high side. It's just over $2,000. For what you're getting, it's a pretty great piece. This is a timeless piece that's going to just obviously be in your family forever. So, and then we're going to look at, before we do the elves, we're going to look at the smaller version of this, which is in the cabinet. And I'm probably going to stop. Wow. I'm going to just squeeze in here, John, somehow, some way. Are you coming in behind me? I think I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to come out with the cord, and I'm going to stop it when I need to. And okay, so we're going to zoom in on the front, then we're going to go back to the back in a minute, but I'm going to stop it for a sec. So here's the small version, and we got a good view of him? Yeah, we do. So you've got all the same details. Actually, the hat has more of that embroidered trim that the largest one doesn't have, which is interesting. He's got the same vest. It's a great piece. It's laid out slightly differently in a few ways, but the detailing is exquisite. You've got the 8 maids of milking. That's that milk bucket there that's in the front. You've got all the different elements of the 12 Days of Christmas on him as well, sometimes a little bit differently. And then the back of his coat, that brushed velvet is wonderful. The lower one, and we're going to go down to the lower one. Yeah, right there. And then keep going lower, John. And then we see, wow, stop, we're good. The burgundy, the metallic embroidered burgundy velvet, which is the same embroidery design as the black embroidered velvet that's on the front of his coat, but there's it in the burgundy along the bottom. The large one has the same detail going on it, but on each size you see them in different, you see different elements of it. So in that great furs, there's two different furs on there, there's pearls. This is just a great, 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 great piece. I think I'm just going to leave this go for right now and let that spin around. You can see those crowns that were, and the candle holders that were a big hit 2 weeks ago. So we moved those over to this side of the show. But now we're going to look at the ornaments, some ornaments, and then we're going to get into the 12 Days of Christmas elves. But John, we can go to the tree here, and we'll look at some different ornaments that are part of 12 Days of Christmas. And one of them is this great, okay, here's the fun part. We're doing this backwards. I got to find them on my paperwork because they're in reverse. These little furry cardinals, I call it for 4 calling birds, but this great little furry cardinal, I'm going to just come up as close as I can. Look how pretty that is with these great berries on the front of him. And he literally has a fur on. It literally is a fur. It's not a feather or resin. It's just a furry cardinal with these berries. I'm going backwards. With the berries and the hollies and stuff on his front. Great, great piece. So these are in boxes of 6. Great, great piece. A wonderful piece, and we've nestled it, one of them just on the top of one of the elves' hat. And then we're going to get into true 12 Days of Christmas ornaments, which means I'm going to go down low, and we're going to look at the box of 12, and then we'll look at some of the different ornaments. But the box of 12 Days of Christmas ornament box, Frontgate.com has this also, or Frontgate Catalog has these, whether it's on the catalog or they're online. I know they have these as well as some of the marketplace retailers. But what you're getting is a box of 12 of them, and great pieces. So let's just look at number 12. John, can we get a close-up of that? So that is 12 drummers drumming. And here's what I love about these. This is what we like to do with them. We put the number 12 on the back so you know which one it is, just in case you don't know the words to the song. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but let's just do 7 swans a swimming, because that beautiful swan there, we're going to get a good, there we're getting a good angle for it. The lights are reflecting crazily. So, and then there is that 7, so it's pretty on there. And then I'm just going to show you 5 golden rings. Love about the 5 golden rings as well. It does have a golden ring on it. It's also got diamonds on it. So we've got a big honking diamond on there for the 5 golden rings. The detail on the velvet pillow, or the velvet-like pillow, and then of course the 5. So we're good on these. These are boxes of 12. They're really cool. And then we've used them on the tree, whether we've shown them here. This is 10 Lords a-Leaping there on the tree. And then, of course, well, I got it right, the 10. So you can show them either way. So these are a 4-inch ball, and you're getting obviously all 12 of them. So really good piece, good set to have. These have been very popular. So fun, good. This is a great gift item also. It's a great gift to give to somebody, all wrapped up, and every Christmas they're going to remember you when they put them out on the tree. Maybe you'll help them undecorate their tree in January, and they'll love you for that even just as much, or if not more. All right, then the other 12 Days of Christmas ornaments that we're going to talk about are these jeweled ones. And we'll just do 1, 2, and 3 in a row. And that is, these are blown glass, put this down, blown glass ornaments that are jeweled. You can see the different jewels. Okay, the number is on the front on this one. So we can see that's number 1. There's all the sorts of glitters and hollies and jewels. And then on the back, some people call this the back, some people call it the front. There is the partridge in the pear tree, and we can see the partridge in the pear. And these are about 8 inches. These are really good size. And lots of jewels that are going on. There's lots of big jewels on here and lines of diamond-like treasures on there. Really, really pretty piece. 2 turtle doves is right over here. And there we go. We can see that shiny number 2. But it's worked into the ornament, so it doesn't really stand out all that much. It's enough. Got a heart on there because the 2 turtle doves are in love. And then there we have the 2 turtle doves on the front of the ornament there. These blue jewels on this one are really, really pretty. They really stand out against the gold. And the shape on the background is similar, not identical, but similar on all of them. So they just work out really nicely together. While it's here in front of me, this may not be the exact box, but they all come in the Mark Roberts gift box that you see here. So they're all these are going to come in this Mark Roberts gift box. The last one is the 3 French hens. There we've got the French hen right there, really cool. And all these also have a crown on the top, by the way. I didn't notice this or didn't mention this. They all have a jeweled crown on the top in addition to the different jewels all around the ornaments or so. And let me just grab this one here. I took one off. And then there's our number 3 right there. But very, very pretty pieces. Here's the jeweled top. I think, can we see that here, John? Am I too close? There it is. So there you can see the jeweled top. And there you can see the monofilament that I cut it down from the showroom there. But there's our jeweled top on there. Great, great ornament. Fun piece. Okay, I think we're on to, doing this backwards is crazy. I think we're on to the 12 days of Christmas now, the elves. So we're going to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 4 of the large, 4 of the small, and 4 of the medium, so we can get through all 12 of them and be on our way. We're going to look at the largest ones first. So we're going to look at number 12. But I want to tell you about the 12 Days of Christmas Elves that we've been doing for, I guess, 4 years. It's been a while. All of the 12 Days of Christmas Elves have the number right there on the, you can see that 12 there? There you go. I can barely see it, but now we can see it. So they all have a pair with a red glittered number on it, so you know which one is number 12. They're all different, but there are certain similarities that they each have that tie the whole collection together. Another similarity is at his feet, and all of them have the red velvet, the deep red velvet shoes with a white bow and green jewels. The largest ones have a double white bow because they have big feet. But great pieces. Then the differences on the larger ones are that the largest ones, which is this size, this 30-inch size, all of them have in their hand, once again we see the number 12, and then this is 12 drummers drumming. And so this is like a little, I'm going to call this a shadow box, but it's like a half of an ornament that's opened up, and there's a drum in there, obviously, and the gold pair with the number 12 in there, and some other details. They all have a big, I'll call this a shadow box because I'm losing my words right now, but a big shadow box type element in his hand that reflects the day of the song. So this is 12 Days of Christmas, or this is the 12 drummers drumming, excuse me. Fun guy with his great hat. And then let's jump over to number 11, which is up on the deer here, the Nordic deer. And 11 has, cool. So he has these horns because he's piping. So he's 11 pipers piping. He's got the 11, he's got his horns going on in there. The similar details of the berries and the hollies that tie them all together. Obviously the same details on the feet. Really pretty colors on this guy, and he has lots of plaids. So those of you that got or love the Highland plaid Santa or the Highland plaid Mrs. Claus, beautiful to go with, really pretty. The plaid fabrics are great for Christmas. They really work. They're so timeless. They just work all the time, all year round. And he's got kind of a chef's hat with that plaid design on his hat. There we go. We're just seeing that. There we go. Look at his smile on his, the glint in his eye and the smile on his face. So happy. All right. Then 10 Lords a Leaping. This guy is cool because he's got in his little shadow box, wow, where's his face at? He has a little elf in there. So too cool is that. He has a little lord with a top hat. So he's almost got like his little son in there almost. A little elf in there, 10 lords a leaping. So he's leaping. He's leaping in there. So you're getting this little extra piece in there. So the larger ones, obviously you're getting a lot with them. Love the detail. You know I love blue. Love the detail of this blue damask with the gold and greens in it that's on his shirt. Just really, really pretty. There's a lot of great colors on this piece. Really a lot of great colors and fabrics. And I love his black top hat with the detail going on up there. Really, really pretty. And then 9 ladies dancing. And I love this guy for a couple reasons. Come over here, big guy. Couple reasons. Okay, first of all, the black and white stripes on his legs, his leggings, are really cool. Love that. Love the detail on the side of his pants here with the gold insew and then all the trimmings that goes on. And the black and white trims that we see on his cuff. And then we'll go up to his hat and we'll see that pretty black and white stripes going on up there. And I love the green on his hat too. The stripes that are going up and down on his hat. That's a velvet striping. It looks great. So, and then his, I'm calling these shadow boxes because I've lost my words. But his little gift box has 9 ladies dancing, and he's got a sweet little lady. Looks like a little elf of some sort. And she is dancing. She's got her 9 going on over there. So really, really cool pieces. These are just fun pieces to have, to collect. Whether you get all of them or just some of them, you're gonna be happy with them for sure. Okay, we're gonna jump to the medium, I think, for the next batch. Or, you know what, John, we can do the small, because I want to stick within here and I want to just talk about this ladder that we found on Amazon. Do you know how hard it is to find a wooden ladder these days? But I wanted an old-fashioned wood ladder and did find this on Amazon. And I guess it's actually metal, but I Googled wood ladder and this is what I got. I wanted the look of a wood ladder for the tree to have the elves climbing up and helping to decorate. We're going to now jump to the small elves, and what we did is we put them on a big wreath. That's a 36-inch wreath, and what a great way to do it. If you've collected all 12 of them, the 12 Days of Christmas elves, or are getting them, what a great way to show and decorate a large wreath with essentially 2 things. Your 12 Days of Christmas elves and your 12 Days of Christmas ornaments. And that's the whole piece there. So just really good pieces. It's hard for me to get in and look at all of the details on this. I'm actually not going to tear that apart so much as just to look at the great way that the 12 elves are on there. And the best way to place them is at the very top is number 12. And then I like to then go as a clock and do 1, 2, 3, and so forth, all the way up to 12. But when you put it as a clock layout, a 12-hour clock layout, it becomes pretty cool that way. And if you're super creative, you can, I guess, make the arms for the clock and adjust the time and have fun with that. But I love just the idea of the wreath with the 12 days of Christmas, the 12 going around with the ornaments. It's just a great way to add to it. And we just added some manzanita branches that we had up here in the studio. How nice those are to work into the wreath to create ways for the elves to have fun on the wreath and just make it kind of cool. So there we go. Now I will show you, if I can figure out how they're done here, some of the other 12 Days of Christmas elves. And you saw part of this 2 weeks ago when we did the program then, and this is the exact same setup. We just set up the whole studio at once and said we'd do 2 different programs with it. But all of the 12 Days of Christmas elves in the medium size are right here on the mantle. And yes, John did do this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you actually put them in order. I like that they're put in order because if somebody comes over to my house and sees them, I can tell them what they are, and then we can have fun and sing Christmas carols at the same time. But, I would start with number 12, and I'd start with a song, and we'd start, getting through it, and we'd have to pause, of course, at 5 golden rings, because we'd have to make it a big ta-da. But there they are. 5 golden rings is really spectacular, actually. Look at how neat I love this grosgrain fabric with the burgundy, green, and gold, and then this metallic green, red, and gold pants. Just really great. And then he's got a turquoise velvet on his hat and on his arms. Really, really pretty. Number 1 is pretty magical with this green, wrinkled green satin. It's supposed to be wrinkled. It's crinkled. Crinkled, I guess is the right word. Crinkled green satin. This has a different holly and acanthus printed pants, and then different striped legs. Okay, here's another treat or trick that I will share with you. All of the 12 Days of Christmas North Pole elves all have striped lower legs. Down here, down, let's see, where's the camera at? Okay, right here, the red and white. They all have striped lower legs, all going side to side, horizontal, and they're all different. And so I see green and gold, I see red and gold, white and gold, red and white, a different red and gold, red, green, and silver, red and red, black and white, blue and gold, cool, black and gold, I think I missed something. There it is, peppermint stripe, red, green, and cream. So there's all these different stripes going on. And how fun is it with the smaller sleigh? I call this a smaller sleigh, but this is a pretty good sized sleigh. And this is from last week's show. Brian will put it up on the screen in a second for you. There he goes. Brian, you're so good. Where he finds all this stuff so quickly, I don't know. But he has it all available on the screen and he pops it on there. So you can get that smaller size sleigh if you wanted to put either a Santa in or elves. Fun to do with the elves, whether it's with the deer or things. We took wire and velvet wrapped it to get the reins for the elves. When you do that, you can shape it more. You can roll it and you can get more movement going on it. And the trick is connect it to a drill very carefully and a stationary spot, and then just pull and let it twist itself tightly. And you can create some nice, beautiful velvet reins that way. So we have. Hey, it's close. It's getting close to Christmas. We have gone through the whole 12 days of Christmas. John, before we move a few things around, can we just look at this tree? Because I'm really looking at it and a step back view of it, because it is so pretty. And I hardly even got to talk about that tree, but that's good. And then can we just start at the top, where the blue balls are, the blue balls near the top? And you can just see how pretty that tree is with the colors going on in there. The blues are really subtle in here, and there's lots of different pines that we added in, and you can see the North Pole elves. We used lots of sizes of them. So we've got them holding on to garlands and hanging onto the tree, and you'll see them throughout the tree as he goes down, just slowly goes down, and it's just pretty tree. I just wanted you to see it. And I think I'll point out a few things as we go along. I love how this guy has, there he is, that guy. You see my hand there? Yeah, he's got the ornament. He's putting the ornament in the tree. And then we slide over, and right here, John, this guy with his hand on that red cardinal. I love how he's just reaching into the tree and helping with that cardinal, nestle that in there. A lot of fun stuff going on this tree. And we've used a lot of larger scale pieces, and it works. The elves are posable, so they're thick wires, but they're intended to be that way so they can stand on their own, and yet you can pose them. But they show off so nicely. And there's lots of great colors in this tree that are kind of unexpected. To put some of the blues and silvers. There's a little bit of aqua or turquoise that's going on in here, and I'm not sure where that came from. If we just decided that we liked it and it was pretty. But we used some different colors in the tree of special ornaments. Can we get a zoom on that ornament? I'm going to walk up to the monitor and see. Oh God, that's so pretty. Yeah, there it is. That turquoise ornament with the pearls on it is so pretty. And then that blue and white one above the elf's head, so pretty. And I think that's the back of the ornament, if I'm correct. There goes the bird. No, that's the front of the ornament. All right, well, the bird needs to learn how to fly. There we go. All right, so we are going to now move a few things around in the studio. Brian is probably going to put something up on the screen to make it you won't see the mess that we make. And we're going to take about 30 seconds, and we're going to show you the last piece. And that item is the reason for our season. And that's going to be the Nativity and some beautiful angels. And let's look over here. We've got it now. Thank you guys for moving all this stuff. But we have actually 3 items here. We're going to show, let's just talk about the Nativity first, because that's really the iconic piece in there. And you can see on the right part of your screen, you can see the large halo Jesus, Mary, and Joseph in there in those gorgeous green colors with all those green jewels going on there. This is a really exquisite, exquisite set on its own. Whether you get the whole set or just the Holy Family, it's just very exquisite. You could do lots of different things with it and place this in lots of different places. We're giving you the option with this set shown this way. But you've got the gorgeous Nativity set, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. That's about, it says 21 inches tall, so I'm going to guess that's about up to about here. Comes with the halo, obviously, and it comes on its own wood base. Some nice jeweling that goes on, really beautiful jeweling. Really throughout. There's lots of gorgeous jeweling going on here. This is a stunning, stunning piece. Then we call it a gazebo, go figure. I'll call it a gazebo for right now. That they are standing in is large. This you can do a couple things with. I'll show you at the very, very end, so I'm not sacrilegious. But you could use this stand for both the Nativity or something else. But it kind of emphasizes it and makes it more special and more important. It's a big piece, and it's all wrought iron, filigree metal. It's all done by hand. It's a lot of work that goes into making something like that. And then we have these 2 large heavenly angels, and they are, 27.5 inches tall. I'm knocking her wings over. And they are an assortment, or a set of 2, I should say. And they're playing the lute and the harp. And just, again, super elegant. They're designed as companion pieces to the Holy Family. Another great aspect of this is that it's open under there, so you could use this as a tree topper. So just a great piece, whether it's on a table, on a mantle. These are perfect on a mantle. If you just get the angels, they'd be perfect on a mantle, flanking both sides of the mantle because they're tall. Just very, very elegant. Lots of gorgeous fabrics, really nice fabrics. And just wonderful, wonderful pieces. These are new for this year, great designs. I'm very happy with them. And I think I've told you, I always have at least 1 nativity out year-round, usually 2. Sometimes I always have 1 in the bedroom and 1 in the dining room. So I like to have a nativity out, and I like having it out year-round. That's just me. Okay, so the other thing that I was suggesting before, I'm afraid to even say this, you could also put a Santa inside the gazebo, or Mrs. Claus. How about Mrs. Peacock Claus? What a fabulous piece that is. But the gazebo is versatile for lots of different things. So 1 year you could use it with your nativity, another year with a Santa, another year with a Mrs. You know, everybody gets a little bit of places to stay. So here we are, end of the year, end of 2022. It's been fun. We've had a lot of fun doing all these programs. We've done quite a few of them, actually. And we have been busy, busy, busy. We're working on next year's products. We are getting samples ready for next year, production, shipping stuff for this year still. We're still getting orders from retailers. So everybody's keeping us busy. So it's been a fun, fun season. Thank you so much. We really appreciate all the support. It makes us all the better for all of us. And I guess until next year, it's my goodbye kiss.